Want to grow more with less effort? You know that feeling you get when you walk into a space that just feels right? That's what I love about gardening. And let's be honest, ain't nobody got time for complicated gardening techniques. That's why I'm so excited to share my top 10 gardening hacks for beginners. Welcome to Channel Name, your go-to source for gardening and farming tips that are as approachable as they are effective. Today we're unveiling the top 10 gardening hacks that every beginner should know in 2025. So grab your gardening gloves and let's get our hands dirty. Now let's talk about those of us with limited space, because a bountiful garden shouldn't be limited by square footage. One of my favorite ways to maximize a small space is with vertical gardening. Imagine this: lush greenery cascading down a trellis, vibrant flowers bursting from wall planters, and fresh herbs hanging just within arm's reach from your kitchen window. By training your plants to grow up instead of out, you're creating a micro-ecosystem that's as beautiful as it is productive. Whether you have a small balcony, a patio, or just a sunny wall, you can create a stunning vertical garden. Tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, and even strawberries thrive with vertical support. And don't forget about the visual impact. Imagine a plain brick wall transformed into a living tapestry of herbs and flowers. Not only will it add a touch of charm to your outdoor space, but it'll also attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. So if you're short on space but big on gardening dreams, give vertical gardening a try. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Joanna, I love the idea of fresh herbs and veggies, but what about those of us who live in apartments or have limited outdoor space? Well, you're in luck, because indoor smart gardens are here to revolutionize the way we grow food. Indoor smart gardens take all the guesswork out of gardening. They come equipped with built-in sensors that monitor light, water, and nutrient levels, ensuring your plants get exactly what they need to thrive. Think of it like having a green thumb on autopilot. No more worrying about overwatering, underwatering, or providing the right amount of light. With an indoor smart garden, you can savor the flavors of homegrown goodness year-round. Now, let's talk about one of the most essential aspects of gardening: watering. Let me introduce you to the wonders of drip irrigation systems. Imagine this. You step outside on a hot summer day, and instead of spending hours dragging a heavy hose around your garden, you simply turn on your drip irrigation system and let it do the work for you. A network of tubes is strategically placed throughout your garden, each with tiny emitters that slowly release water directly to the base of your plants. This targeted watering method not only minimizes water waste, but also helps prevent common gardening woes like overwatering, fungal diseases, and weed growth. Whether you have a large vegetable garden, a delicate flower bed, or a collection of potted plants, there's a drip irrigation system out there to suit your needs. Chapter 4: Companion Planting, Pairing Up for a Bountiful Harvest. Let's delve into one of my favorite gardening secrets: companion planting. It's like a matchmaking service for your plants, pairing compatible species for a productive garden. One favorite duo is tomatoes and basil. Basil repels tomato hornworms, while tomatoes provide shade for basil. Another classic pairing is carrots and onions. Onions deter carrot root flies, and carrots deter onion flies. Chamomile and lavender attract beneficial insects like ladybugs, which prey on garden pests. Chapter 5: Composting Kitchen Waste, From Scraps to Garden Gold. Y'all know I love a good DIY project, and composting is one of the most rewarding and sustainable practices you can incorporate into your gardening routine. Imagine this. Instead of tossing those eggshells, coffee grounds, and vegetable peels into the trash, you're giving them a second life as valuable soil amendments. All you need is a designated composting bin or pile, a good mix of green materials like kitchen scraps and grass clippings, and brown materials like dried leaves, shredded paper, and cardboard. The key is to maintain a good balance between these two types of materials, ensuring proper aeration and moisture levels. What was once a pile of kitchen scraps will turn into a crumbly, earthy-smelling compost, teeming with beneficial microorganisms and essential nutrients. And the best part? You're not only reducing your environmental impact by diverting organic waste from landfills, but you're also creating a nutrient-rich soil amendment that will make your plants sing with joy. Chapter 6: Raised Bed Gardening, Taking Control of Your Growing Space. Now let's talk about one of my favorite gardening methods for both beginners and seasoned gardeners alike: raised bed gardening. Raised beds offer a world of advantages over traditional in-ground gardening. For starters, they provide excellent drainage, which is essential for healthy plant growth, especially if you have heavy clay soil like we do here in Waco. Plus, you have complete control over the soil composition in your raised beds. You can create the perfect blend of nutrients, texture, and drainage to suit the specific needs of your plants. Another fantastic benefit of raised beds is their accessibility. They're easier on your back and knees, making gardening a more enjoyable experience for everyone, regardless of age or physical ability. And because they're elevated, they tend to warm up faster in the spring, giving your plants a head start on the growing season. Raised beds add structure and visual interest to your garden, creating a sense of order and beauty. Chapter 7. Using mulch to retain moisture. The secret to a water-wise garden. Think of mulch as a cozy blanket for your garden beds, helping to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Instead of spending hours weeding and watering your garden under the hot sun, you've got a layer of protective mulch working hard to keep your plants happy and hydrated. For a natural and budget-friendly option, try using organic mulches like shredded bark, wood chips, straw, or even dried leaves. These materials break down slowly, adding valuable nutrients to your soil as they decompose. Mulch acts as a barrier, preventing sunlight from reaching the soil surface, which helps to keep those pesky weeds from germinating. Mulch also helps to insulate your soil, keeping it cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter, which is especially beneficial for delicate plants. It acts like a sponge, absorbing rainfall and irrigation water and slowly releasing it back into the soil, reducing evaporation and keeping your plants hydrated for longer periods. Now, for all you beginner gardeners out there, I want to share a little secret that will set you up for success. Start with easy-to-grow plants. Gardening should be a joyful experience, and nothing builds confidence like seeing those first sprouts emerge from the soil. By starting with plants that are known for their resilience and forgiving nature, you'll gain valuable experience and build your gardening skills without feeling overwhelmed. So, what are some easy-to-grow plants for beginners? Let's start with lettuce. Lettuce is a cool season crop that's incredibly easy to grow from seed, and you can harvest it multiple times throughout the season. Radishes are another great option. They grow quickly, adding a burst of color and a peppery bite to your salads. And don't forget about herbs. Herbs like basil, mint, and parsley are incredibly rewarding to grow, and they'll add fresh flavor to your culinary creations. Another tip for success is to choose plants that are well suited to your local climate and growing conditions. If you have limited space, consider compact or dwarf varieties that won't take over your garden. Let's talk about a topic every gardener encounters: pests and diseases. Those pesky critters and fungi will try to invade your garden, but don't worry, there are natural ways to protect your plants. Prevention is key. Create a balanced garden ecosystem to deter pests and diseases. Attract beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings. Praying mantises are tiny warriors, devouring aphids and mites. Plant a diverse array of flowering plants, provide water, and avoid harsh pesticides. Practice good garden hygiene. Remove diseased plant material promptly. For pest outbreaks, use natural solutions. Neem oil is a go-to remedy derived from the neem tree, disrupting insect life cycles. Now let's talk about making the most of your gardening efforts by extending your harvest and enjoying fresh, homegrown produce for as long as possible. One of my favorite ways to extend the harvest is by succession planting. The key is to choose crops with different maturity dates and sow them in succession every week or two to create a staggered harvest. This way, you won't end up with a glut of zucchini all at once, followed by weeks of nothing. In the spring, you can get a jump start on the growing season by starting your seeds indoors, under grow lights, or in a sunny window. On the other end of the season, you can extend the harvest into the fall and even winter by using techniques like cold frames and low tunnels. These structures provide a layer of protection from frost and cold temperatures, allowing you to continue growing cool season crops like lettuce, spinach, and kale well into the colder months. Well, there you have it, folks. My top 10 gardening hacks for beginners in 2025. I hope these tips inspire you to get out there, get your hands dirty, and experience the joy of growing your own food. Ready to transform your garden with these hacks? Subscribe to Channel Name for more tips and tricks that'll make you feel like you've got your own personal gardening mentor. Let's grow together.